Okay, so quick update on a thing. These, if you remember, I did the 2-tree Chinese elm and they're growing pretty well. We've had a lot of new shoots coming up there, and the little one is finally starting to grow. Bit hard to see in this lighting, but I'm not going to move it just now. Okay, so you remember that? We repotted that. Then what I did is I took some of the roots and I planted them, which is something I learned in like my first or second week on the bonsai job. And yeah, now they're actually starting to grow, which is really cool. So I did 3. A bit of an experiment because, like, you know, you need to get the right lengths more or less and thickness. But the first one to get going was this one, which is probably the thickest one. We've got some nice shoots, and it's kind of interesting how it just comes out the end of the root rather than sprouting, like, say, down the sides. The second one was this one, which is thinner, and we're just starting to shoot out the top. Similar sort of thing. I can see a couple of little lumps here. I'm not sure if those are going to shoot or if that's just like where old roots were, but we'll see. The one that hasn't done anything so far, and you know, it might not be alive at this point, if I can focus on it. Oh my god. Am I focusing? Sort of. Yeah, this one's thinner, and you know, try to do some experimental kind of stuff here. But so far we're not really seeing any growth there. Focus? No, it's not focusing. Alright. But yeah, kind of an interesting experiment, and now I've got extra Chinese elms growing. So that's different to the way that I made this Chinese elm, which is from actual regular cuttings where you take the leafy part and put it in the soil and then let it grow roots. So this is more of a normal kind of cutting, whereas these are root cuttings. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's really interesting and different. So yay. And then the other thing I'll quickly show you are my weed cups. So you can see this is one. I've only got 2 because I gave one away to one of my friends and patrons on Patreon. Yeah, so this one's got this big flowery kind of weed thing on there. I don't know if it's focusing well. I can't see the screen so well in this sunlight. Focus. There you go. That's cool. And we've got little weeds. It's a bit more sparse down the bottom. So, you know, it's really this feature sort of thing, which, you know, I didn't even plan for this to grow. It just sort of started growing itself like that. See, I don't know if a bird dropped it in or what. For a while I had one of these strange flowery things growing in one of my juniper cascades. But yeah, now it's growing in this cup, and I like that. Whereas the other one I have has gone completely the opposite direction. It's got all these grasses growing up sideways rather than vertically. So you got this sort of one and this sort of one. Once again, I can't see if it's focusing because the screen is just not doing well. But yeah, so a couple of different kinds of grasses. We've got some clovers down there. I'm not sure what this is. I think that's new and not something that I planned. You know, sometimes like I pull things out from the bonsai and plant them in here. But sometimes things just grow themselves because, you know, weeds travel a lot and end up in all kinds of places. So I don't know what that one is. Then we had, this is one of those, you know, the little yellow flowers. They pop up every now and then. So that's still going. So we got a bit of vertical growth, but yeah, mostly it's sort of just exploded. So it's kind of cool having 2 completely different weed cups. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I should do more of this kind of thing. Or, you know, I've got to find places for them. Yeah, it's just a quick update on interesting things. So root cuttings and weed cups. All the, like, not specifically traditional bonsai stuff, but they're fun anyway. What do you think, Hopi? Yeah, you want some attention? Oh my god. Alright, we better stop then. just occurred to me that I should show you what the dead one is looking like. So, a bit hard with the lighting again. But yeah, it's doing really well. It's got some growth, and the growth, instead of just going straight up, is now branching out, and I've been pinching back when they get too long. Yeah, I don't want it to get like heaps tall like this dead part did and, you know, look like nothing. I thought I'd go for the opposite and try and get it a bit shrubbier. Also, because they're all coming from the same root, right? What I'm thinking, I don't know necessarily if I'm going to keep it on this rock, I guess we'll see. But I'm thinking maybe I could turn it into like a raft style bonsai, because that's essentially what it's doing. Just it's actually growing all out from a root instead of like, you know, how you usually do raft style is you knock over a tree and build the branches out of, well, build the new trunks out of its old branches. But yeah, so that's how that one's doing now. The dead one that grew from the root. And one more thing about these is, in terms of technique, like, I didn't, apart from trying to measure the right length and, you know, make sure they had enough roots on them, this is just the old bonsai soil from the 2-tree setting. So this has fresh bonsai soil. This is old bonsai soil. I didn't put any fertilizer or anything in it. I just put the moss on top because I'm running out of spaces to propagate. You know, there's not a lot of space in my little moss things. Yeah, didn't really do anything special, and they just started growing. So that's pretty awesome. And I think that's all, unless I think of something else later.